Make it show. You get like a solid 3 pieces of video.
Alright, here you go. We're ready.
Okay, here we go. So before we start, somebody is telling me, what are the factors of 6? And what are the multiples of 6? 6, 12, 8. Okay. Okay, so in order to be successful in this unit, you really need to know the factors. We've been working on factors. The factors that we typically get introduced to are numbers. These really are numbers, okay, but they're factors of a trinomial, right? So in order to be successful in doing radicals, we have to be successful in factoring numbers. I don't have a second. I'll come find you. How's that? Okay, I'll come find you. Okay. So he moved. See, he moved this up here. See, I was practicing with it down here. You just move, Chris. He puts it up here on purpose. Okay, so we know what a factor is. A factor is a smaller piece of a larger number. Okay, so let's. So when we look at the factors of 7, okay, look at that. So our factors. What are our factors of 7? 1 and 7. So 1 and 7. Okay, so our factors of 20. Somebody give me some factors of 20. Okay, 1 and 20. Okay, we could break this down to 10 and 2. And we're not going to go any further right now because we're going to talk about what would a prime factor be?
3.
Okay, 3 because it only has 2 factors, 1 in itself. I can't break 3 down into further factors. So 60 I could break down into, oh Chris, how do you do this? This is crazy, this thing. Okay, so 60 I could break into, say, 20 and 3. Okay, and I can break those through. So let's go to some now where we're going to actually break them down into prime factors. So a prime factor would be factors that we can't break down any further except for into 1 in itself. So 48, for example, we break down into 6 and 8. Okay, we can break the 4 down into 2 and 2, and the 6 down into 3 and 2. So our factors are 2, 2, 2, 3, and 2. So we have a 2 and a 3 are factor. And when we multiply all of those prime factors together, you will always get, that was pretty accurate, the number you started with.
How bad was it physics that one day where I couldn't see where I was writing? Yeah, I think this is worse.
Well, you know, the funny thing about this pad is the pad looks this big. There's actually little lines in here. You've only got this little space to write on. You don't have the whole pad. And that's what. So I gotta move my mouse. Okay, so let's look at some prime factors of these numbers. Okay. And when we look at these, we can see, so 108, the factors are 6 and 18. Could have I broken that down differently? Would I get a wrong answer? I would end up with these exact same prime factors. Okay, another way I could have broken down 108 is 54 and 2. Notice you still get the same prime factors. Okay, in this one they start with 36 and 3. Oops, you get the exact same prime factors. So it doesn't matter where you start, you'll end up the same place. What do you think is really helpful here that'll help you break this down faster than, because one way I could do it is break it down by 2, and then 2 times 54, break it down by 2 again, by 2 again. What's really helpful here that you learned back in junior high? Your rules of what? Your rules of divisibility. Okay, if you can know your rules of divisibility, okay, then you can apply that to these and break them down a lot faster. Okay? So let's break these down. Okay.
You gotta go and hit the 3 dots and put a pen back on.
Okay, so we know, what are the factors of 15? 3 and 5. Wow. Mr. Schultz is back there gloating away. Okay, so 14. Using your divisibility rules, what's a good way to break this down to start with? And why did you come up with that, Jordy? Why 10?
Because it ends with a 0.
Good, it ends with a 0. So we can break that down real quick into 10 and 14. Okay, 10 will break down into 2 and 5. Look at that 5 there, guys, huh? Impressive.
Better.
Say it.
I know it's 5.
Okay, and 14 can break down into 2 and 7. Can I go any further? Okay, why not? So what are my factors in? 2, 5, and 7, right? There's 2 2s. Actually, there are other factors of this. Factors that we don't have written down of 140. For example, 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 would end up being a factor. But these are my prime factors, and that's what we really want to get to, is our prime factors. Okay, 390. Let's use a different rule. We know that 10 will go into it. What's another divisibility rule that we can use? 5 will go into it. You're right. 5 times what will give me 390? 70 what?
78.
Oh my goodness, making an 8 is going to be fun. Okay, let's break this down. 2. Holy cow. Chris, I would not expect any kid to go on YouTube and watch this and know what numbers I'm reading. That's a 2.
What is
Keep going. Oh, God.
I said we were having fun today. 2 and 39, okay? 39? Okay, oh, sorry, 3, yeah. 3 and what? Okay, is there anything else I can do?
No.
Okay. So those are my prime factors. Okay? We're not there. That's it. Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm on it.
With any luck, I can find the button to turn it off, but actually accidentally erase it, like accidentally on purpose erase it. How to turn the recording off.
That's good. We'll just leave it on for a second. I want to.
I don't think I'll use that.
Pretty good actually for his first time. Let's see.
Okay, I want to talk real quick about what I'm going to lecture on tomorrow. Today's lesson was really just an intro to a skill I need you to have. I need you to be able to find factors of a number. Because our goal tomorrow is going to be to do something like this. What if there is a square root around the number? And this is something that you should have worked on a little bit last year, kind of building your way back into it. 50 would be 2 and 25. 25 is a couple of 5s. Can you guys stay with me for one more minute, please? Okay. The idea would be then, once you find all these prime factors, if you have groups of 2 of them, essentially what's happening is 2 5s can be pulled in front of a square root sign. Do you guys recall doing this last year?
Yes.
Okay, that's why we're starting with this review. The big difference between this year and last year, regardless of -1 or -2, I'll kind of illustrate going forward. Now we're going to start dealing with x's and variables there, which you may not have done a lot of. And eventually we're going to start doing things like adding and subtracting these guys. Which maybe you've tried this, maybe you haven't, but this is our goal to eventually put these together. This is where kids in -2 will stop. All we're going to do is just find a way to combine like a root 50 and a 3 root 2. But if you're in -1, eventually we're going to get to a spot. This is the slide, by the way, where this is where our roads are going to diverge. If you're wondering why this is on here. So at this slide here, the kids who go to -2 will go one way, and the kids who go to -1 will go another way. So going forward from here, eventually kids in -1 have to do something like this. We're going to deal with our square roots. Almost done. I promise, almost done. Kids who go in -1 are going to use their square root skills we've learned to eventually solve equations that look like this. And I mean, at first they look intimidating, but that's why we have to like slowly work our way out. Does that make sense? That's our unit. So topic 1, did you learn how factors work? Topic 2, we're going to do a review on how to, if you know the term mixed and entire radicals, we'll do that tomorrow. That's probably still a review. Next week, we'll do a lesson on how to start adding and subtracting and combining things. And then this is what the dash ones will finish our unit with. But everybody needs to otherwise be able to handle something like this. Or like this. So that's kind of our goal for the unit. Any questions? Okay, you have just under an hour left. If you need to finish writing your test, you can totally do that. If you're finished with that, the assignments are posted already. If you want to kind of find a printer and print those off, you can kind of get started on that. Otherwise, the class is yours to kind of get stuff going. So. Yeah, I do have them marked, by the way. So come find me. I'll get you your test back.